Matt in Nevada was wanting to know about, so for a church that has the large corporate gathering, without canceling that, how can you try to have the smaller context be more of the focal point rather than that larger thing?
I don't want to just give an answer like I know, because I've never done it and I've never seen anyone pull it off. But I have a theory. I really, and this is where I'm even kind of messing with it in Hong Kong. Like, I think that a large gathering could be a funnel into some of these smaller gatherings. Like, I'm toying with the idea of preaching kind of, but not calling it church and making it clear this is not church. This is outreach. You're not a part of the church. We do this because I want people exposed to the word of God, but here's what Christ says the church is. And this is what you get saved into. And so I may do my large gatherings on a Friday night. I may do it on a Wednesday night just to enforce this in some ways and get rid of the stereotype or the habitual thinking that Sunday morning is church. And if that's the way they think, then let me make sure Sunday is a clear picture of it, where the gifts are being used and the one another's are being practiced and communion is observed. Although that should be going on throughout the week. At least that was the description in Acts. So, somehow there's, if I had it on a Sunday morning, let's say I had a regular church service going, I would have to transition it somehow. Maybe I would start with small groups midweek and then say, look, here's what we're going to do once a month. We're going to meet in those smaller gatherings on Sunday mornings, and there will be no Sunday gathering. Because I want you to understand, like, this is the church. It would just be a constant teaching. And then it'd be twice a month, and then probably 3 times a month where we meet in smaller gatherings there. And I don't know what we would do midweek. And then pretty soon we're at where we are in San Francisco, where once a month we do larger gatherings. But that's not even necessarily the format. The point is to wean people off and to show that, look, that is every bit church. That really is more church than the big gathering. And maybe there's a process that you take them through. The danger in all of that is that big gathering can just become this idol. And when those numbers drop and people scatter because they don't want to obey the one another's and get into that type of environment, there's just a panic. And the other thing is, when there's a large crowd, we want to keep that large crowd. I do. It's just like this natural temptation that when I'm on a stage and there's a crowd of people, there is this pressure I feel that isn't there in my home. And I don't know what that is. I believe it's of the flesh, because I should feel that same weight whenever I'm in the presence of God's children.